Yo, what is up everyone? This is OJ over here from PlayerEssence. Welcome to a brand new series that I have here for you guys, and that is the NX hit list. I actually did this with the Wii U last year, so I guess it's not necessarily a brand new series, but it is something different than what I usually do. And it's funny because in my last hit list videos, literally Nintendo made none of them, from Metroid to F-Zero and more. Nintendo really made almost none of those games that I said in my hit list. So here's the hoping that the NX can at least have some of these games that I'm going to be talking about. And today we're going to be focusing on Kid Icarus NX. Yes, there needs to be a Kid Icarus game coming to Nintendo NX. It needs to happen. I thought there was going to be one on Wii U based on the 3DS game, which never got dual analog support because apparently the game could not handle the Circle Pad Pro as far as the CPU consumption, according to Masahiro Sakurai, who's the Smash Bros. Creator. He also made Kid Icarus Uprising, which I think Kid Icarus Uprising is such an amazing game. The controls to me were just the worst part. I got used to using the buttons to control the camera, but man, I would really like to have some dual analog support and better camera controls in that game as far as looking around and the viewpoints, field of view, all of that. That would be so good. Well, really, I'm talking about the on-ground segments. The flying segments are amazing. You can use the stylus, you can tap, it's great. I still would like to have dual analog control or just like use gyroscope, which you can do, but I agree that Kid Icarus Uprising, the flying parts are awesome, but the ground parts need some work, and that's where consoles come into play. That's where the NX comes into play. Let's talk about Kid Icarus, what it can do as far as improving the formula, what I want to see in this game, and the first thing is the improved online play. Kid Icarus Uprising supports 3-on-3 online multiplayer. Think about bumping that up to 5 players, so 5-on-5 online multiplayer with a litany of new moves, weapons, and stages to do battle with. I know that Sakurai pushed the Nintendo 3DS to its limits with all the stuff that they packed into that game. But with the Nintendo NX, you're literally going to have so much more space, so much more power, so much more flexibility with the online. It could be truly amazing if Kid Icarus for the Nintendo NX came out and it had just a blowout as far as online modes and combat. That was one of my favorite things about Kid Icarus Uprising, was the online multiplayer. And with Nintendo NX, the foundation of the online multiplayer could be taken to a whole new level. The next thing that I want to see is just amazing graphics. Obviously, this is a given with the Nintendo NX, but if you look at it, Kid Icarus Uprising is still to this day, even though it was made in 2011, still to this day one of the best looking Nintendo 3DS games ever. Seriously, one of the best looking. I would actually put it in the top 5. So with Nintendo NX, this should be a graphical showcase for the system. I do think that you need to have great graphics. It doesn't need to be, oh my gosh, cutting edge, this is the greatest thing ever. They don't need to necessarily spend everything they got on there, but I do want to see something that really pushes the Nintendo NX, pushes what it can do, and show people that this system is not a repeat of the Wii U, that it's a powerful system and Nintendo can do graphics with the best of them as far as with Microsoft and Sony. So hopefully Nintendo Sakurai can make something that looks just graphically stunning. And although graphics are great, you still need a solid core foundation of gameplay, and I think this is where I want to see Kid Icarus Uprising take it to the next level with the mechanics of gameplay. So adding dual analog would probably be the biggest thing, which I've already talked about as far as controls go. I do want to see them add new elements to the crafting system, and I do want to see in-game trading done a little bit better than they did on the Nintendo 3DS. Kid Icarus Uprising had this amazing mechanic to where you can get weapons, you can fuse them, you can make different ones. There was this awesome grid, and you can just do so much stuff. There was creativity. Let's take that to the next level. Let's add some online trading in there. Let's also add some elements to where you can put custom parts on your weapons, because once you fuse them, they're pretty much done. You do have a customization block to where you can add different powers in, but I would like to see them add customizations into the weapons themselves after you fuse them. That will even make for more crazy combinations and bigger combos, bigger battles. It would be really cool if they can take that next step in customization in Kid Icarus for the Nintendo NX. Continuing with the gameplay theme, I do think that the flying levels need to be done a little bit differently than they did before. Now, I'm okay with the flying levels as far as how they did with the 3DS because it's a portable, but on the consoles, I would like to have full free range flying. Not necessarily like a Star Fox mode where you just kind of see the screen and then you're just moving on that screen, which Star Fox is a little bit more dynamic, but you guys get what I'm saying. I would like to see complete full 3D control to where you can just hop into a level, you can fly into the sky, you can fight enemies there, you can fly back down, fight enemies on there, and I think that the power of the Nintendo NX will be able to enable this type of gameplay. So very similar to what you could do like in Xenoblade Chronicles X, to where you can fly in your scale, you can fight enemies up on higher platforms, you can go back down, fight enemies there. I think that would be really cool if Nintendo Sakurai could make that type of combat that type of dynamic combat into Kid Icarus Uprising, because the segments as far as the flying and the ground segments, that's a cool structure for a portable. With the console, you're not going to be bound by those restrictions. You can literally do what you want, especially with the power of Nintendo NX. So please, Sakurai, let's see completely open range flying, completely open range combat, no different segments. You just hop into a level, fly where you want to go, fight where you want to fight, come back down. Oh, I think that would be such an awesome addition to the Kid Icarus formula. And lastly, difficulty. Difficulty is one of the things that Kid Icarus Uprising did great. And I still think to this day, Kid Icarus Uprising is one of the only games to get difficulty right. You have a slider. You can slide difficulty all the way down. You can slide difficulty all the way to the top. Now, here's the cool thing about it. Wherever you put your difficulty, the more and better loot that you can get. If you play on harder difficulties, you can get better loot, but risk losing what you've got. So I do think that if they can include that difficulty slider into the NX version and really say, hey, this is our Dark Souls, this is our version of Dark Souls, to where if you really want what you want, you play it on the harder difficulty, you can wager and get better rewards. I think that would be really cool. Now, obviously, Dark Souls doesn't have multiple difficulties as far as easier, but still, you guys get what I'm saying as far as the difficulty goes, because Kid Icarus Uprising is blistering difficult on the hardest, like 9. Oh my gosh, it is so hard. You got to be on point if you want to get past those levels. So adding that back into there, upping the stakes a little bit, heck, even adding some online elements to that, I think that could be really cool and just round out a package that would be already great with all the stuff that I already mentioned. Let me know what you guys want to see in Kid Icarus for the Nintendo NX in the comment section below. I would love to hear what you guys have to say. Hit that like button if you did like this video. Let me know you guys want more NX hit lists going forward in the future, and subscribe to PlayerEssence for more news, reviews, shares, tips, and tricks, and everything on the Nintendo NX. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you for the next video.